Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my introduction to cryptocurrency. So, what is a standard currency, which is the fiat currencies or fiat currencies, however you want to say that? Um, Basically, what those are is they are the currencies that are run by a central bank with no actual competitors besides other countries. Um, the more money there is produced, the less valuable it is, essentially. So, but the money actually isn't based on anything. It's based on a whole lot of extra complicated stuff, but it's, you know, not, there's no actual value to it besides what we get told the value is. But that's essentially the value of anything. But when it comes to a cryptocurrency is essentially mined the same way gold is, but virtually. Kind of. So there is a finite supply of gold. It is a not so common element, so it's harder to find, and the more that is mined, the less there is in the earth, just like oil and other natural resources. But since there's less gold, and also, I guess you could equate it to oil as well. Actually, no, you can't really equate it to oil, but you can kind of get what I'm saying with the value. There is a limited supply, so when the supply starts running out, the value goes up. So right now with gold, it is there is less gold in the earth, and it's becoming more and more expensive to retrieve that gold, so the value goes up. Now, when it comes to mining cryptocurrency, you are not per se moving away dirt, you are moving away um, different possible combinations to a master lock. And your computer is running all of these equations, mining away at the until it gets to the block. And the block is essentially a transaction or a series of transactions with an equation number set to the block. So every block contains all the transactions of the coins used, and it's the final verification process of said transaction that took place. Now, pool mining is where more computers share their power to mine for the same block and divide that between the two computers based on how much work was put into it. So if computer A right here has, say, 1 megahertz or 1 megahash process or equating capabilities, right? And this one has 2 megahash. They're going to get they're going to get twice as much as this guy. So say the value of the block is 50 coins. The values are broken up equally based on how much effort was put forth. So if this guy did 2/3 of the work, or this guy did twice as much work, he gets twice as much as this guy. Now, moving on, how is essentially the value calculated? With a Bitcoin, there are 21 million coins. With altcoins, there are other numbers associated with them. Every coin has its own value. You can find that out and look that up and then figure out how much has been mined. Um, right now, there's 13,998,325 coins on the market as of when I started making this video. Now the current value is $252 of a Bitcoin. Now, the peak right here came from when they halved the value of the block reward. And the demand that was still there, I'm going to go over all this right now. Say there is 50 bitcoins per block, like at the start. Now, you have one miner mining away. Say he's starting out right at the very beginning. He's getting, say, we'll go with 50, or we'll go with 1 block an hour. Now, there's not much to that, but some people come along and they want to buy these bitcoins. So he's got lots of bitcoins, so he's not going to sell them for very much because he doesn't think they're very valuable right away. Now, the more he sells, the more he makes. Now, this guy comes along because he sees that person A is starting to make some money off of this, so he thinks he's going to come in and start making some money too. So, the number of people, or the number of bitcoins that people want, isn't that high. As you could see from that last chart that I showed you, it started out pretty slow and worked its way all the way until it hit a big spike. Now, another person comes along, and then, more people want bitcoins, so then more people come along to start mining more bitcoins, and so on and so forth. Now, as all this mining is occurring, the difficulty of the equations that are being solved are going up, so it's taking longer for these computers to find those 50 blocks. So, as the demand goes up, it's taking them longer to mine the gold than it is to supply the number of people with the coins themselves. So, more coins equals a higher difficulty, and a higher difficulty equals a higher price based on the demand. It's fairly simple. So, the more people that want a coin, and the more people that are mining, the higher the difficulty goes, the longer it takes to get to the coins, but more and more people start mining, so there's a greater supply. And pool mining helps make the process of getting those coins faster. But it divides it up between more people, but more people have the supply. Every transaction is everything that these people spend their money on, or spend their bitcoins on, gets added to the blocks. And the blocks get solved by the people, and the people get more coins, and more coins get sent to these guys, and so on and so forth. Until you hit a point in time where the demand is pretty high, and that's cool because these guys are just mining away, but then the reward got cut in half. So all these miners right here are now producing half of what they were before at the same rate of time. So the demand goes up even higher. So, less coins at a higher difficulty equals a higher value. It's fairly simple. So now we're going to move on to exchanges. Now that you understand that part, with different exchanges, a cryptocurrency exchange is a place where people can exchange their currencies for other currencies, even US dollars. Now, let's say Billy here has one quit, which is a form of alt currency, and alternate currencies have their own values. Now, this guy wants to buy that quit, and he wants to buy it for $1. This is not a real value. That's cool, but that doesn't actually fully create a value for the coin, because unless multiple people want to come in and buy that quit for $1, giving it a more solid value of $1 for a quit, that's how your values are are essentially calculated. Now, let's say Nobody wants to buy his quit with $1, so these people want to spend one cannabis coin on a quit. So Billy here can sell his quit for a can or one cannabis coin, and when he gets that cannabis coin, he can then sell that. Let's say these guys want to buy one cannabis coin for $1 a piece. So he can then trade his coins for cannabis coins and then send those cannabis coins over to these guys for $1 per coin. It's fairly simple. If you guys have any questions, that is a really broad, rough overview. I can go in a more in-depth version of mining in another video. Feel free to request that. If you have any questions, cryptocurrency exchanges, I'm going to link some down in the description box below. But yeah, please rate, comment, subscribe. You all have a good night.